Hi gang, welcome to this video. I'm going to show you how to make a really cute summer fun accordion mini album. This has cardboard covers, a front and a back, and then it opens out like an accordion so you can attach your photos, mementos, and flip it around, and you can include some more pictures, journaling, etc. on the back side. And this is a cute gift that somebody can set out on their table as a display. Really cute. All kinds of themes that you can do with this. All right, you will need 2 pieces of 5x5 cardboard. This can be chipboard. This could be cereal box cardboard. This is a great consistency, texture, thickness, a box of crackers, any kind of cardboard packaging like that lends itself really well to make album covers. So 5x5, 2 5x5 pieces. And let's see, I will have us first construct the covers. So let's start with that. So let's bring your 2 pieces of 5x5 cardboard, set them aside, and then you're going to need 2 6x6 squares for your covers. This is some oldie but goodie background and texture paper from a Christmas paper pack, but it's this really pretty raspberry color that I thought lent itself well to our summer theme here. And in between some of the pages I used our new Tutti Frutti summer paper kit. And the stamps that I used here are coming from our June stamp of the month. This is adorable. I love all of these border stamps that come in this set, and I thought a couple of these bigger icons were great to stamp and cut apart. So fussy cutting, good old-fashioned fussy cutting on this one. That's the June stamp of the month. A bone folder is going to come in handy. So what we'll start with, this is the side I don't want. And if you have cereal box cardboard, I would recommend put the pattern side down. We're going to glue this down. So just in case you have some of the cardboard that is showing, after all is said and done, it's not going to be the printed side. It'll be the plain side. So center that. On the wrong side, same thing here. Turn that around, center this on the wrong side. Album cover making 101. Whatever size cardboard you have, make your pattern paper at least 1 inch bigger so we can wrap it around. I call it gift wrapping the album cover, gift wrapping the cardboard. Take your bone folder and go right along the edges to start to make a nice crease so it'll be easier to fold your paper around as we gift wrap those covers. Once you score that, you're going to take your fingernails and really press along those edges to give it a nice crease. You want it to wrap around. Encourage the bend in that paper. Bend those fibers in the paper over the edge of that cardboard. So I kind of rub it with my finger, and then I get my fingernail right on the edge, and I'm encouraging it to fold over the side. The next step you're going to do is miter the corners of the paper. I have a little tip for you. Basically, we're cutting off the corners on all 4 sides. I found that it gift wraps better if you cut just a hair in front of your cardboard. So don't cut right up to the edge of the cardboard. You want to cut, maybe, I hope you can see that, just cut a hair in front of that cardboard. if you give it a haircut a little too close, then you have a tendency to have some cardboard showing. Let's see how I do when we wrap this around. All right, this is the easy part. You're just going to glue all of these edges and fold it over. So we already creased it, so this is going to fold over very cleanly, very nicely. You could use liquid glass, you could use tape runner, you could use liquid glue. I am a fan of my white liquid glue. You can use red line adhesive tape. Or that score tape, or I call it terrible tape. Not that it's bad as in terrible, but it's terrible as you could rip it. Terrible tape. Tape that is terrible. Not awful. Doesn't matter what these rough edges look like because we're going to cover it up. Give that a good rub so it sticks. I'm not the best at gift wrapping, but you can see that's not bad. That's not bad. Maybe on this corner there, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It's handmade, right? But I don't have any big gaps of the cardboard showing here on the corners. All right, let's see how this one will come together for the other cover. So just slicing off your corners here really helps that paper fold and wrap around the edges very nicely. I would not recommend using a corrugated cardboard. You could, but you're going to have to cut your pattern paper bigger because the cardboard is going to be thicker to allow for that corrugated dimension and thickness. So you're going to need more paper to wrap around those sides. So I would go at least 1.5 inches bigger on all 4 sides if you're using corrugated cardboard. But I think most households, if you don't have cereal, you'll have something else that comes in a cardboard box that you could cut up. This was our June Stamp Club project, and one of my buddies, hi Lauren, she used a pizza box, and that was good cardboard, and I think she got enough pieces out of that one cardboard box to make 3 albums. You're going to look at your trash in a whole new way now, right? What can you repurpose? Save that good cardboard. Sometimes you get really nice chipboard as packing material in some things that you get delivered to you. Keep that in mind. All right, we've got beautifully wrapped, gift wrapped covers front and back. So we need to hide this cardboard. Just basic black cardstock I used for that. So our covers are 5 by 5. And this black piece is 4 3/4 square. Whoops. Just even that up there. I'm not worried that I dropped it on this piece because guess what? That's going to be the side I'm going to glue down. No worries. Center it there. All right, you've got a front and back cover for your album. I'm going to set these aside and work on the inside of our book. For the inside, you're going to need 2 pieces of white cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 11. This is, or sorry, 4 1/2. 4 1/2 by 11. 4 1/2 by 11. 4 1/2 by 9. I'm going to use a scoreboard. We're going to make a couple really simple scores here. On the 4 1/2 by 11 piece, we're going to score at 4 1/2 and 9. Simple, simple, simple. I gotta stand up. 4.5 by 9. And then the 4.5 by 9 piece, we're gonna simply score this in half at 4.5. Go ahead and crease those. Give it a nice smash with your bone folder. So one is going to open like a book, like this. And then the other you're going to have a small end. Oh, that one's going to go backwards, sorry. So, valley fold, mountain fold, valley fold. You're going to put glue on this short end and glue it together. And that's how we're going to make our album extended to be nice and extra long. So let's put some adhesive on this short piece and then glue them together. Liquid glue is forgiving too. You have some leeway where you can slide it, move it. All right, fold that all together, and then hopefully, if everything is cut and scored properly, you will have a nice 4.5-inch square. If something is off kilter, go back and rescore. And there's your inside piece. And next, before we do the assembly of attaching it into the book, let me show you my sample here. This last page, this is random stamped with one of the Stamp of the Month borders right onto the page. And this is much easier to do before you glue it into your book. So we're going to do that next. I'm going to use Carolina Blue. I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and put this right at the fold to mask off the other side. I don't want the stamping to get on the other side, but I want this to be staggered. It says, I heart summer, and there is a cute little sunburst in there. So ink that up again, and then I'm going to move it over, have my mask over here. And just like bricklaying, ooh, there we go. We're going to keep on stamping and just stagger it as you go down. And one more. Okay. Whoops. Let's see, can I... Oh, so carefully stamp over that. I didn't ink that up all the way on the edge. There we go. Ta-da! That's the awesome thing about our clear acrylic stamps. You can see right through it, so I was able to stamp right on top of that. Take that away. All right, and there's our last page that we stamped. So now we can attach this to our covers. I'm going to put some glue on the back side of this first panel. Center that. Just a nice even black border as best as you can. And then adhesive on this black back panel, last panel. center it. Look at that black, that you have a nice even border. Ta-da! There is your accordion book. All right, let's decorate this. First page. This one is cute. I thought it was a little neat. I love this peekaboo effect. Let's open this up. On the corner here, what you're going to do is lay your pieces down without glue first to get your placement. I'm going to put this popsicle paper in the corner, and then the yellow square you're going to turn down the corner and put a little brad through it. Remember brads? I still have a big stash of those. Going to use them up. Popsicle in the corner, yellow, and there's a very slight white border around the edge. So I'm going to take this corner and then just turn it down. You can choose to turn it down a little or a lot. Doesn't matter. When you have that corner turned down, I'm going to come to my piercing tool, and I've got a tablet of paper underneath me. Get your brad through there. Open him up. And let's glue this down. I think the construction of this album is very simple. Comes together very easily. All right, then we can glue this piece down. We were brainstorming some ideas at Stamp Club as to what other kinds of theme albums you can make with this concept. They would make cute teacher gifts, grandparents' brag books, or those of us with fur babies, little brag book with your pet pictures. And I have two white squares here that are photo mats that the corners are just going to touch right in the center. Again, you can lay those down without glue first just to get your placement. That looks good. These are your photo mats, or they could be journaling blocks if you're going to be writing anything in your little mini album here. There's page number 1. Page number 2, I cut a piece of Capri blue and I stamped on it with the Carolina blue. I don't own the Capri blue ink pad, but stamping with the Carolina blue, I thought lend itself really well there. Worked out well. And I just did the staggering random stamping with one of those border stamps. You can attach a photo or a couple small photos onto this panel. And that's covering the whole piece. I'm going to, fold my book back. I just want to make sure that it's not adding a little bump or bulk in the crease in the fold line here. If it is, you're going to need to lift this up and then give it a haircut. Just a little sliver, shave it off with your scissor so it folds nicely. So these squares are 4.5 by 4.5. And this panel, I cut it a hair smaller than 4.5 by 4.5. So just a hair smaller so that it wouldn't add the bulk in those creases there. Next panel is going to be a pocket. I cut a 4.5 square of the Tutti Frutti pattern paper and cut it on a diagonal. So this is going to be a pocket here. We're only going to glue on a letter L. Little pocket page is cute in a mini album. Let me bend And this, see how that, yep, that looks good. And then with an old tag die thin cut set, I cut out a little tag and that will get popped in there. Just let that dry. Look at that, there's your whole front book already completed. That's all there is to it. And just come back and add some stamp images. I added some gold sparkle gems. And on the tag, I cut out that anchor and I put a little brad through it at the top there. I thought that was cute. And add some stamp images here from our Stamp of the Month set. So let's flip around and finish up with these two little pages on the flip side. There's a blue panel here that I random stamped one of those border stamps on. I did use the lighter side of our Capri cardstock. Our cardstock is two-toned, so that's nice and fun. You have a choice. Fold that in, make sure it's not adding bulk in that crease right in here. And for the bottom, I stamped one of our borders from the Stamp of the Month. Glue this onto a piece of yellow. This is Lemonade. See, I might have to shave off a little bit. Yeah, just a tad. I'm going to give that a little haircut right on the end. When I glue this to the bottom of this piece, I thought it was kind of a fun element. I'm just gluing the very edges because then, if you wanted to, you could take a photo and slide it through. You could tuck it in there. So I left that open in there. All right, lastly, we're going to do our, I'm not sure what to call it, overlap. I have 4 pieces of 1-inch strips, and these are going to get overlapped on all 4 sides. I'm going to stack like that. Now, when you get to the bottom here, this one needs to go on top, but it needs to go underneath here. Dog hair. So with this first one, I'm not going to put glue on this last inch. We can come back and add that later. All right, these we can overlap. All right, at the top. And next, overlap. Okay, and then this one, we have to tuck it underneath that first one. Perfect. All right, now we can glue this one down like that. This is cute little wrap. So just on your first one, don't put glue on that bottom inch, and then overlap, overlap, overlap. And right in the middle, you could leave that go and put a photo there, but I just added a piece of raspberry cardstock as a photo mat to cover up that center. Just like that. Alrighty, guys. Our cover is very plain. Let's decorate it. I pulled out an older alphabet font. So we're going to stamp Summer Fun. How should I do this? There was only one letter, so I have S-U-M and then a space and E-R. So we're going to stamp this and then come back and fill in that other letter M. And I'm stamping this at the top of the white piece. Take that letter M. I'm going to put it on a separate block and then ink it up again and then fill it in like that. I'm going to take this letter U in summer, and I have another block with the F and N on it, Summer Fun. And that's going to go on the bottom. And there's just enough space for that. I'll glue this onto our yellow piece, Lemonade. Just a little edge showing on the top and the bottom. Make sure your album is opening the right way. There's a white piece that's going to get glued on top there that is a photo mat. I am so glad that my dog Vixen is cooperating today, and she's being very quiet as I'm filming. Thank you, Vixen. Often on my videos, if you listen closely, you will hear her barking a lot outside. She is a watchdog. It's her job to tell me what's going on. Alrighty, guys, there you have it. That was really quick and simple, right? Cover is done. You're going to add some gold sparkles if you want. And your stamping elements there. And your accordion album pulls out, tags, photo mats, flip side, more space for more photos, journaling, etc. So thank you so much for joining me. Add some comments or give it a like. And if you make one of these with maybe a different stamp set, different paper pack, post a picture. Share it. Show me what you're doing. Alrighty, guys. Thanks again. Bye-bye.